Elegant, lavish, enormous. Just a few words to describe the famous Marland Mansion in Ponca City.
The mansion itself was built between 1925 and 1928 at a then cost of $5.5 million. It was modeled after the Davanzani Palace in Florence, Italy. Mrs. Marland called it the Palace on the Prairie because they were to replicate the Davanzani Palace and bring it back to Ponca City, or bring its likeness back to Ponca City. The house has 55 rooms, 10 bedrooms, 13 baths, and in the 1920s cost $5.5 million. Took over 3 years to construct, and we understand about 100 craftsmen to put the house together. If you just figured inflation, the house today would probably be between about $60 and maybe $70 million, if you could even begin to replicate it.
E.W. Marland came to Oklahoma in 1908 to try his luck at the oil business, and by 1921 he controlled 10% of the oil reserves in the world.
He was arguably the fourth wealthiest entity in the United States through the 1920s. After his oil baron days and career, he went into politics, where he was a congressman from this district, and later he was the 10th governor of Oklahoma.
This National Historic Landmark took 3 years to build, from 1925 to 1928. The estate is more than 43,000 square feet, almost an acre in size, and it's all under one roof.
The furnishings in the house, about 75% of them are original to the Marlands, and we try to display the house today as it might have been when they lived here.
From top to bottom, floor to ceiling, no part of this palace is left untouched.
There are over a dozen hand-painted, beautifully designed artistic ceilings throughout the mansion. This is a Tuscan-style kitchen. The kitchen itself has beautiful hand-painted and hand-fired Italian tiles, hand-carved cabinetry, and a heavy-duty Vulcan gas range. This kitchen certainly would have been a beautiful state-of-the-art statement back in the 1920s.
No mansion would be complete without secrets, and of course, the Marland Mansion has lots of them.
There are a couple of secret rooms that are behind the scenes in the mansion. We had a secret poker room where during Prohibition days the poker games were played. From the poker room and the hidden whiskey room, we have a 300-foot underground tunnel that leads to our boathouse.
And just when you thought it couldn't get any better,
in the landing area, which is just off of the entryway, is one of our most spectacular ceilings. It's hand-painted to appear as mosaic tile. The ceiling itself we do not have an appraisal on, but we do know that it is a very high quality and very high amount of gold in that particular ceiling.
Every last detail of this estate is embellished with the very finest. And that's just the inside of this Italian-influenced palace. The outside is another story in itself.
One of the most spectacular views of the mansion itself is certainly from this north angle. Although this was actually the back of the mansion, the architectural details are much more spectacular here. This is where many of the very wonderful galas and parties would have flowed out onto the manicured lawns.
So come get a glimpse of elegance and luxury at the Palace on the Prairie. In Ponca City, Lauren Jones, Okla Travel News.